Students, in today's class we will discuss about pollination. In the last class we have studied about how male and female gametes were formed. In today's class we will discuss about pollination. So for the process of fertilization in the flowering plants there is a need of pollination because male and female gametes are non-motile. Because male and female gametes are non-motile. Then what is pollination? Pollination is a transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of the flower. So what is pollination? Pollination is a transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of a flower. So you know that, so this pollen grains where they are present? They are present in the anther. So they are present in the anther. So for during this pollination they release from the anther. They release from the anther and they get deposit on this stigma. They get deposit on this stigma. So first during this fertilization, first they deposit on this stigma. So after that they will reach to the egg. Where it is present? It is present in the ovule. Where it present? It is present in the ovule. Understood? So this is known as what? Pollination. So here in the pollination, how many different types present? 3 different types present in the pollination. Very first one it is autogamy, second one it is heterogamy, and third one it is xenogamy. So how many 3 different types present in a pollination? Very first one it is autogamy, second one it is heterogamy, and third one it is xenogamy. Again in the autogamy we have 3 types, that is homogamy, cleistogamy, bud pollination. Again in this autogamy we have 3 different types, that is homogamy, cleistogamy, and bud pollination. Again we have 3 different types in this autogamy. So very first one what it is, that is autogamy. So what is this autogamy? So it is also known as self pollination. It is also known as self pollination. So it is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. So it is the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of the same flower. So it is known as autogamy. So here there is no involvement of other flower. So only there is an involvement of one flower. So here there is an involvement of only one flower. So it is known as what? Autogamy. It is known as what? Autogamy. Understood? So autogamy, it is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the same flower. There is no involvement of other flower. So very first one in this autogamy, it is a homogamy. So very first one it is homogamy. Then what is this homogamy? So male and female reproductive parts in a bisexual flower mature at the same time. Okay, so here in this homogamy, both male and female reproductive parts in a bisexual flower mature at the same time for the process of this pollination. Understood? At the same time only there is a maturity takes place for both male and female reproductive structure. So it is a bisexual flower. What is bisexual flower? As you know that both male and female reproductive structures, if they are present in the same flower, then it is known as bisexual flower. So during in this homogamy type of pollination, both reproductive structure mature at the same time, and during that only there is a process of what takes place? Pollination takes place. So this type is known as homogamy type of pollination, where so both the male and female reproductive structure mature at the same time. Understood? Example for this, it is a mirabilis. Example for this, it is a mirabilis. Okay. So next one it is cleistogamy. Then what is this cleistogamy? So just remember this one. In autogamy, so there is a involvement of only one flower. So there is a involvement of what? Only one flower, and of course that one flower, it is a bisexual flower. Okay, here there is no question of unisexual flower. So there is a presence of which flower? That is bisexual flower. So second one it is, if you see about the second type, that is cleistogamy. So in the cleistogamy type of pollination, so what happens in cleistogamy of pollination? In some bisexual flowers, remain closed and never open. Such flowers known as clistogamous flowers. Okay, in some bisexual flowers, so they remain closed and never open. Okay, there is no blooming takes place in such flowers. No blooming takes place in such flowers. They closed and never open. And such flowers are known as what? Clistogamous flowers. Okay, such flowers are known as what? Clistogamous flowers. In such flowers, the anthers and stigma lie close to each other. So usually this anther and stigma, so they lie close to each other. You can see here. So they are lie close to each other. Close to each other. Understood? When anther dehisce, what is the dehisce here? So when this anther release pollen grains, and this pollen grains come in contact with the stigma, and the pollination takes place. What is important in this clistogamous type of pollination? So here, so both this male and female reproductive structures, they are very near to each other. And flower, it is never remain closed and never open. So this is the very important thing what you have to remember. And this type of flower is known as clistogamous flower. So this type of flower is known as what? Clistogamous flower. Example for this, it is Arachis hypogea. Example for clistogamous type of pollination, it is Arachis hypogea. That is groundnut. Okay. So third one, it is bud pollination. When self-pollination occurs in the bud stage before the opening of flower, so it is known as bud pollination. You know that. So here we don't have any kind of opening of flower at all. So they are present in the bud condition. So flower remain in a bud condition, and in that bud condition, so there is a transfer of pollen grains takes place from anther to the stigma of the flower. So this type is known as bud pollination. Example for bud pollination, it is wheat and rice. All this comes under what? Bud pollination. Understood? So this is about what? 3 different type of pollination. So autogamy means what? So there is a only involvement of one flower, that is bisexual flower. So here homogamy means what? So both the reproductive structure mature at the same time, and after that pollination takes place. So in here this clistogamous flower, in clistogamous type of pollination, so there is no blooming takes place in the flower. And important thing what you have to remember here, so both the reproductive structure, they are present close to each other. Okay, and pollination which takes place in a bud condition, so that type of pollination is known as bud pollination. So these are the 3 different types of this pollination which are present in a autogamy. Next one, it is geitonogamy. So what is this geitonogamy type of pollination? If pollen is transferred from anther of a flower to the stigma of another flower which born on the same plant, so it is called which one? Geitonogamy type of pollination. Okay, so usually what happens here, so there is an involvement of 2 flowers here. Okay, in autogamy there is an involvement of only 1 flower, remember this one. And in the geitonogamy there is an involvement of 2 flowers. But these 2 flowers, where they are present? They are present on the same plant. That you have to remember. Okay, so these 2 flowers, they are present on the same plant. Understood? Here what happens in the geitonogamy? Pollen grains, they transferred from the anther of a flower. Okay, from anther of a flower to stigma of another flower. Okay, which are born on the same plant. So these 2 flowers, they are present on the same plant. But here transfer of pollen grains takes place from one flower to the another flower. Here transfer of pollen grains takes place from one flower to the another flower which are present on the same plant. Okay, so it is known as geitonogamy type of pollination. And in this geitonogamy type of pollination, they are genetically self-pollination. They are genetically self-pollination. But ecologically, they are cross-pollination. Okay, so genetically they are the self-pollination, but ecologically they are the cross-pollination. So this is known as what? This is known as geitonogamy type of pollination. So very first last type, it is a xenogamy. Last type, it is a xenogamy. So what is this xenogamy type of pollination? Xenogamy type of pollination. So when the pollen grains are transferred from the anther to the stigma of the flower of a different plant. So it is called xenogamy. Here transfer of pollen grains. So here you can see the presence of pollen grains. So this is the anther. So these are the pollen grains. So here transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of another flower. Okay, stigma of another flower which is present on another plant. Okay, here there is a presence of what? Two different. So here there is a involvement of two different plants. Here there is a involvement of two different plants here. Understood? Two different plants. So this kind of pollination is known as xenogamy. Here transfer of what is xenogamy? Okay, so just once again I explain you about xenogamy. What is xenogamy? Xenogamy. So here transfer of pollen grains takes place from anther to the stigma of the flower. So these two flowers, they are present on a different plant. Okay, so here just remember this one. Here there is an involvement of two plants. Here there is an involvement of two different plants. Understood? So this kind of pollination is known, this type of pollination is known as xenogamy type of pollination. So this type of pollination is known as xenogamy type of pollination. And this xenogamy type of pollination, it is common in many dicot plants. It is very common in many dicot plants. And in this xenogamy, so this xenogamy, it is also known as cross pollination. This xenogamy, it is a cross pollination. And in the xenogamy pollination, so they are genetically and ecologically, so in both the thing they are different. Okay, genetically they are different and ecologically they are different because it is a cross pollination. And in this cross pollination only there is a variation occurs in the offspring. Usually in the self pollination we are not going to see any kind of variation in the offspring. But in case of this xenogamy, that is in the cross pollination, we can see variation in the offspring. So this is about what? Pollination. And this is about today's explanation. And if you have any kind of doubt, you can ask. Understood? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.